Okay, and we should now be live. So, welcome everyone to the third episode of Skill Check. As I had mentioned previously, we are now running with a new set of players. I myself am still the DM, Eric. Thank you for joining us. We have my friend here, Tyler, who will be playing once again the mentor of this group. Tyler, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and introduce your character.
Hi, my name is Tyler. I'll be playing the character Skim. Hopefully, we'll get into why he's called Skim at some point. My character is a through and through thief. And he has been charged with these guys to be under his wing. I hope it goes well.
Okay. Let's go with Zach. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Alrighty. My name is Zach. For the people who may know me from the Counter-Strike community, known as Amped. I am playing a halfling fighter by the name of Pergan Farbringer. And I'm completely new to Dungeons & Dragons and very excited to start the adventure.
Okay. Drew, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name's Drew. I am brand new to D&D, but tonight I'll be playing a dwarf. Looking forward to a good game.
Okay. Maddie, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Maddie. I am completely new to this game. I am playing a rogue called Nimble Witchshot, and I'm looking forward to having fun.
Okay. And Anna, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Anna. I am also new to Dungeons & Dragons, and I will be playing an elven druid named Lurwyn Vervathar.
Alrighty. So these are our players. I hope everyone will have fun. And to set the stage, Tyler, you are, as I mentioned, the mentor of a new group to the Lord's Alliance. They are new charges under your wing, and you have been sent out to a town, the town of Phandalin. You have been sent there because a notable scribe by the name of Volothamp Gedarm has recently visited the town. It has caused a flurry of activity with people visiting there to basically be where Volo has been and see the sights he has talked about. And it is causing an upset to the town's mining community, which is of great interest to the Lord's Alliance. And with that, I will start the adventure. Rumors about increased monster activity and increased tourism in the area of Phandalin have brought you to this small mining and lumber town. The place was recently made famous by being described in the latest publication of lore master Volothamp Gedarm, a tome called Volo's Guide to Monsters. The guide describes the unique hospitality of the area, and such publicity brings out the bored nobles, pleasure hunters, and thrill seekers. The scene before you paints a clear picture. Many of the buildings sport new coats of paints and new signage. Flower beds and window boxes display fresh paintings. One end displays a banner reading, "Volo slept here," while another displays a larger banner claiming, "Volo slept better here." In stark contrast to the carefully kept buildings and grounds, garbage litters the area. Empty mugs and plates, scraps of food, torn and discarded, clothing, and is that a human ear? A young human dressed in fine clothes, covered in mud, stands from his resting place in a bed of sunflowers. He blinks at you in confusion and says, "Fetch me my mount." Before you can answer, he falls face first in the mud. What do you wish to do?
We should probably help him up.
We should get him some water or put him on his side so he doesn't hurt himself.
Yeah, something like
That's
that.
my idea.
Okay.
Or if he's still conscious, we should get him some more to drink.
Can I pick his pockets?
Yep.
Yeah, you sure can.
I'm going to pick his pockets.
You don't even need to roll for it because it seems so blackout drunk almost that you can just start reaching his pockets.
Okay.
You can start patting him down. It doesn't seem like he has anything on him. Judging by his clothes, he looks like he was probably a minor noble at least. But you can tell he has already been lifted of his purse. So someone's already robbed him.
I guess we should get some help for that kid. Where's his horse? or
You,
mount or whatever it
you don't
was.
see any horses anywhere in the local vicinity. Based on how drunk he seems to be, you think he may have mistook you for his servants.
Is there anybody else around that's witnessing this or that's visibly looking at this as it happens?
No one's really paying much attention. People are kind of happening by, but they don't really care. It's a drunk in the middle of town.
I
Nothing
think
new.
I think we should take him to the doctor.
So let's hold off on that. Does my character, in dealing with any minor nobles of that sort, would I have knowledge of this guy? Would I be able to recognize him?
Give me a history check.
It's ought to be rich.
Yeah, with that roll, you recognize him as Freston Culver, a minor noble from Waterdeep. You know he is known for basically debauchery. Like, he likes to go out, get drunk, have a good time, etc. So it's not particularly surprising to see him here.
My kind of man.
Okay, so my character will kind of gives him up and down look, since Anita was the one who went and looked over his pockets. I kind of looked approvingly at that, and I'm like, all right, let's set this guy up. We could use this. Rothgar, stand him up.
All right. I stand him up.
Let's take him over to the nearest inn.
Oh, the inn. I like this idea. I'm fully behind
Let's
it.
get something to wake him up a bit.
As you're pulling him up and getting him to his feet, he seems mostly passed out now. Suddenly, from the building at the center of town, a portly human emerges. He waddles to the notice board outside the building and carefully tacks a piece of paper to it. Spotting you, he peers suspiciously in your direction, then waves frantically for you to approach. "Adventurers! We're in need. Please come join me in the hall." With no further fanfare, he re-enters the building.
Yeah, I don't know what he's off about, but Bergen, go check that notice board.
All right. So I start heading over to the notice board, looking around over my shoulders to make sure everything's as it should be.
Okay. Yeah, the notice board, it looks like an official declaration by the town council. And it basically states any adventurers of sound mind and body are needed for various work around town.
Okay. So is there a way for me can I rip the notice off the board and show it to my party?
Yeah, you can just pull it right off. It's just tacked on with a little tack, kind of thumbtack
All right,
thing.
I'll do that.
No, there's a spell on it.
Yeah.
Totally doesn't allow you to do
He
it.
came out and he cast magic on it, and it's on there forever.
It's a mimic.
Yeah. Yep. The notice board eats you. Yeah, so you can bring it back, no problem.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Well, that sounds very vague. Just various tasks around.
It
the
sounds like
town.
chores. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Give me insight checks.
Uh-huh.
Both of us?
Everyone can.
I need to stop rolling
How do I
dice
go ahead
early.
and do this?
Yep, so if you go to the skills tab on your character sheet, you should see insight.
Okay, there we go. I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so Skim and Glurwin, you think that it may be vague on purpose because they don't want to necessarily state the nature, which
Of the medical emergency?
from a town council's perspective, that's usually done when they don't want to get word
Scare
out
us off.
kind of thing, right?
Okay. Okay. I will instruct Pergin, Rothgar, and Glurwin to take the noble to the nearest inn to get him some whatever the equivalent of coffee is in him, wake him up, get him all chummy, make him feel like he's really and truly indebted to us. And I'm gonna take Anita with me to go visit the hall, see what this whole business is about with the notice. Anybody object?
Would you mind just running
You
that one more
think this
time?
is a democracy?
Well,
Anyway, you were gonna say.
I was asking if you could just repeat one more time what the two different groups were doing.
Me and Anita going into the hall to talk with the whatever town elders or whoever put up that notice,
Okay.
the local lords, and everybody else is going to go take Drunky McDrunkpants into the inn and sober him up a bit and make him feel really indebted to us in doing so.
All right. I like the sound of that. To the inn.
Okay, yep, you guys have no trouble bringing Drunky McDrunkerson to the inn. So Anita and Skim, you head over to the town hall looking building where the chubby man went in. And you come in and you are shown into a smallish chamber. And there's 3 people sitting at sort of a council desk. One of them you recognize as the portly man who stepped out. And when he sees you step in, he recognizes you and he says, "Ah, good, you've come." And he says, "Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Harbin Wester. I'm in charge around here." And then when he says that, the other 2 kind of give him dirty looks when he says it, like they don't think he's so much in charge as it's a group effort. And then he gestures to the other 2. And one of them introduces herself. She says, "I am Sildar Hallwinter." And she nods to the next guy. And he says, "I am Trilena Stonehill." And actually, Skim, give me a perception check.
Fantastic.
Okay, never mind. Yep.
So I, as soon as they get done introducing themselves, I go, "All right, looks to me like you got yourselves a job. Well, good news is I get jobs done. So, what is it and how much you be paying me?"
They look amongst themselves, and then they nod. And Harbin says, "Master Volo's patronage has been a boon for the town, no doubt. Unfortunately, his kind words have brought a bit of strife as well. His talk of monstrous creatures in the area have brought the curious and, quite frankly, the mad. Many people have wandered off to get a glimpse of these creatures described by him, and we fear the harm has befallen many of them. We seek adventurers to track down as many of these foolhardy people as we can and see if they can still be rescued."
At that point, I turn to Anita and I'm like, "So these noble types, they like to talk a lot, okay? So what you got to do is cut through all the BS that they've been trying to tell you and just get to what they really want done. Now, I want you to write that down, okay?"
Anita pulls out a piece of paper and starts furiously taking down notes.
All right, so I think we got it. I think we know what to do. Anything else you want to add? Please be quick about it.
They nod. They nod, and one of them says, "Currently, one of our more important members we're looking for is a Lord Eric Merriweather. He's a self-proclaimed hobby adventurer in search of fame and glory. He's kind of ventured south to the Crooked Forest, and we haven't seen or heard from him in days. You can probably find more information in the town of Halfway."
So, go to town halfway, get some more info, look for your bloke. Got it.
Says, "Yes, and we're prepared to pay you 50 gold for this job."
And what about traveling expenses? Ain't cheap getting nowheres.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. Harbin said, Harbin says, I think 50 gold is more than enough to cover any travel expenses. You're only traveling maybe 10 miles.
And what if things get a little busy? What if things get a little dangerous?
Says, then we'll take care of that when you get back. You can tell us your trials, and we'll see if you've earned any extra from there.
Make sure you write that bit down, Anita. Now who's going to shake my hand?
When you say that, all of them kind of go to stand, but Harbin gives them dirty looks when they go to stand up. Give me an insight check.
Ooh,
Hey.
You think Harbin regrets their presence, like he thinks he should be in charge and they shouldn't be here.
Wasn't one of the three a girl?
Yes.
Yeah, I stick my hand out to her.
Okay. You stick your hand out to Trilena, and she reaches out and shakes it, and she looks kind of smug about it over at Harbin.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, we're off then.
When you say
Go
that,
to the
Harbin
inn.
gives you a nod, and he's kind of grim-faced at what just transpired.
As we walk outside, I kind of lean over to Anita, and I'm like, so they didn't need to know that we were working for the Lord's Alliance. Maybe would have helped us out here, but the kind of work we do in the background, if you get my drift. So,
Anita, actually give me a perception check as well for the one
All right.
Skim missed there.
I miss nothing that he's aware of.
Okay, so Anita, you actually noticed that Sildar Hallwinter was kind of low-key wearing a Lord's Alliance band.
Should I relay this information?
That's up to you.
Hey, Skim. I was looking at Sildar, and I noticed he had some paraphernalia of the Lord's Alliance. What do you think that means?
It means these guys are probably on the up and up. I'm glad you saw that. I was testing you, making sure that you noticed. Good job. Write that down.
Anita does good job.
That's the first entry on your notes, circled and starred. Anita does good job.
All right, let's head off to the inn. Let's see where this leads us.
Yep. So those
Or
in the
tavern.
inn or in the tavern, yes, you are able to bring your little drunken noble in, and you're able to force a little water down his throat and kind of get him a little bit better. Is there anything particular you wish to ask him? He's kind of in a drunken stupor still. You've got 10-15 minutes with him to do whatever you want. Rough him up a little if you wish.
Can we ask him if he
Within reason.
knows? Can we ask him if he knows who robbed him? Because you said somebody robbed him before we got there, right?
Yeah. Well, Anito is pretty sure he's had his purse cut. Someone robbed him. But yeah, if you ask him, he says, "Robbed me? What?" He kind of starts patting around his waist, and he says, "Well, damn, where'd I put my purse?"
It wasn't me.
He just seems mostly confused about it, like he thinks he misplaced it. But Anita is pretty sure purse strings were cut.
I ask him where he lives.
He says, I don't live here. I'm from out of town. I'm from Waterdeep.
What are you doing out here?
He says, I'm out here for the drink and the fun and all this. And he starts gesturing around the tavern, and he gets a few looks, but no one seems to share in his merriment.
Oh, you had a little bit too much fun, bub. It's good that we were here to fish you up out of the street and mud.
He says, yeah, that was pretty good. I'm glad you were there. You're my bud. You're my bud.
Yeah, we are.
could we maybe spin a tale here, guys? Try to tell them we saved them from something a little more dangerous than just the mud. Try to get them indebted to us.
I like the
I really don't think we should do that, guys.
Oh, here
I mean-
comes the noble good character.
Hey, the guy's clearly drunk. He's been robbed. He's having a bad enough day. We don't have to make it worse.
Well, what's the harm in just telling him a little? We could probably say that he like did something pretty cool while
We're not back yet, so they don't know.
Perkin, how many thugs did we save him from? Was it 3 or 4?
It must have been 3 and a
only
half.
see
There was a
the
half
two.
man there.
I was throwing
standing
so
in
many
front of me.
punches, I just don't remember anymore.
When you say that, he kind of thinks about it. He's like, "Huh? I think there were thugs. It's like 8 of them, I think. There's a lot of people. Is that you guys? You did that?
It was us. Yep, we did that.
Ah.
We did that for you, because you're our buddy.
Oh,
Just for
thank
you, bud.
Hey." And then he kind of face down into the table and starts snoring a little bit.
All right.
Ask him if he has a tab open at this particular inn.
Yeah, you kind of shake him awake, and he's a tab. Yeah, I've got a tab open, and he motions to the barkeep. Barkeep walks over. He's like, "Give me drinks. Give me a round for everyone here." And the barkeep nods and walks off, and comes back a few minutes with ales for everyone at the table.
Perfect.
When do Anita and I get there?
Yeah, you'd be coming back about now after a few minutes of talking.
Okay.
So you guys would be showing back up with them at the Noble, talking to the Noble.
So I walk up. I stand directly behind the noble guy. Put my hands on his shoulders, and I'm like, "So, how's our new friend here?"
He starts sipping at his beer. You kind of jolt him when you put his hands on his shoulder, like he wasn't expecting it, which he probably wasn't. And he says, "Oh, we're doing great. Everyone here is friends. We've got our ale. We're having a good time."
And who's be paying for these drinks?
So it's on me. I put it on my tab. The barkeep's already got it. He's got it. It's on us.
At that point, I sit down right next to him, and I wait for the barkeep to come over.
Okay. And he says, "Let it be known that House Culver always takes care of its friends."
And as soon as the barkeep gets over, I'm like, "Meat and potatoes for all my friends on House Culver. He's a real nice guy."
The barkeep nods and comes back a few minutes later with food for everyone.
So, what brings you to this nice little town?
He's kind of fallen asleep in the few minutes it takes for the food to get there, but you jolt him awake when you talk again. He says, "I'm here for the sights and the fun and the food and everything about this town. It's what makes the Sword Coast great."
Aye, definitely that. The next time he passes out, I kind of start speaking to the group, and I'm like, "Now, I made this little arrangement with our friend here because I wanted to show you what a gift horse looks like. We're going to make sure we don't look this guy straight in the mouth, but we're going to get a good bit out of him." Anyone got any objections?
Yes, I would not like to take anything out of him.
I sort of glance over at her disapprovingly.
Now, we all work for the Lord's Alliance. This here is a little lord. Not really our lords, but a lord nonetheless. Consider this a little bit of the taxes. Taxes on the lords for our work. Don't worry. He can cover it.
He did say we were his friends.
Somebody
Because
write
he
that down.
Thinks that you saved him from a bunch of thugs, which we didn't.
We sure did. There were 8 of them.
And a half.
Yeah, 8.5.
And you would think that it'd be a good idea to dissuade him at this point from that notion?
Not at this point, but when we started, yes, we should have.
All right. We got morals in this group now, boys. We're moving up in the world.
I think it's too late. Bygones are bygones. We should probably just leave him in his stupor, finish our meal, and head to halfway.
You've at
I
least got
agree.
him out of the street.
We did. He's got a roof now. He's on the up and up. He's got a tab open. He's going to be fine.
Yeah. I mean, in a cruel twist of logic, we helped him.
We sure did.
All right. As soon as the meal's done, I motion everybody to stand up and get out. Pat the guy on the head in his stupor and start heading out. I leave with him a little token to be able to get in touch with us if he needed to. Again,
Okay.
it's marked his saviors.
Okay.
And
So where are we
basically a
heading?
way through the Lord's Alliance to get to us. It's never a bad thing to have a little lordling in your pocket in your debt. So head on out. As soon as we get out of the tavern, group everybody up. And all right, guys, we got ourselves a job. We're gonna head over to a town, a little bit here, meet a guy, maybe kill a few blokes, maybe save a few blokes. We don't know yet. Gonna get right on that. Any objections?
Let's get
All right.
paid.
Let's get this money.
Yeah.
I like that. Let's get paid. Somebody write that down. All right. Time to gather stuff.
Okay. I assume you travel to the town of Halfway.
We get
Right.
more than halfway.
While we're
You get
doing
halfway
it,
to halfway.
But
we're singing Bon Jovi's "Living on a Prayer" while we're doing it.
naturally.
I'm getting all the words wrong.
Okay. Yeah, you.
Living on a dare.
Take that guy's purse. We'll make it, I swear. Anyway, yeah, you travel to Halfway. It's not a particularly far romp. You can get there in about an afternoon. It's a little town on the edge of the woods. There's only a few houses and the inn. The inn is called the Cum Butte Inn, Butte. It is right on the Butte. So at a glance, it looks like the Cum Butt Inn, which is probably on purpose.
Right. Okay. We go in the inn.
Of course, to go in the inn, we have to go in the inn. It's an inn. We're going in.
Yeah, otherwise it'd be an out, right?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be an inn. it'd be
Yeah.
an out. The door to the inn is propped open by a barrel. Inside, a dozen town residents, humans all, are eating, drinking, laughing, and telling stories. Behind the bar, a well-dressed young woman pours a mug of ale with a wide, earnest smile. A handful of children scamper about the tavern. Despite its remote location, appears to be well stocked with breads, cheeses, and dry meats. A few swords, ornamental shields, and poleaxes are displayed prominently on the wall, along with a painting of an eagle's eye view of the town built on the grassy butte. And whenever you walk into it, the barmaid, she looks up and she says, "Don't be standing around with a gloomy look on your faces. Let me pour you a flagon of our finest, and only ale. I shan't take nay for an answer. Are you part of this afternoon's entertainment? Smashing! So do tell us a joke or sing a song right about as quick as you can. Otherwise, I'll give your butts the boot off our butte before you can say a cheery bye." And she pours drinks and looks at you expectantly to entertain.
I sort of take a few steps back and hide behind the rest of the group because I'm a little bit shy.
I pick up my ale and slowly saunter towards the weapons on the wall and try to perceive the quality, if any of them stand out to me.
No, they seem to be mostly ornamental. They don't seem to be much usable.
I saunter back to the table, disappointed.
At that point,
Hunters angrily.
I'm like, Rothgar, show us your jig.
Rothgar needs more ale before Rothgar will dance.
Well,
somebody do something.
So
I go stand by the fire pit and manage this situation.
Manage.
Like some sort of manager.
Yeah.
can I roll charisma to like try and tell a joke?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and give me a actually a performance check. It's based off charisma. But yeah, you can give me a performance check to try to tell a little joke or limerick or something to see if you can please the crowd.
Should be crit fail. Oh, that was a 5.
You tell a lame joke and it's a pretty bad groaner and most of the people shake their heads.
That's my
Pay
type.
for effort.
I guess I'll try to tell a joke next.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me a performance.
Wow,
That was even worse. People
We
are
are
shaking their
horrible joke
heads,
tellers.
booing you.
All right. Rothgar's got this. Hang on.
You're gonna do a dwarven jig.
No, the
There
joke.
you go.
It's a joke, not
Okay.
a jig.
You tell a great joke that is a great pun and has people laughing.
Good job.
They think it's almost the routine where they tell a joke, a worse joke, then a good joke. You can
Write that
them
down.
it's-
Rothgar did good job.
It's kind of
Planned
lower.
it all along.
As soon as he tells his joke, I kind of under my breath, I'm like, I thought a dwarven jig was a joke.
And yeah, with your role, you actually get people throwing some tips to you, Rothgar.
Already getting paid.
Oh,
Yeah,
let's
Rothgar
run with this.
Does Rothgar have enough money for a second round for the table?
They toss you a total of 5 gold.
That doesn't
Between
sound like
everyone.
enough.
But 5 gold
That's-
more than enough to buy you guys around. More than
All right,
Shit.
buy a round.
Like 1 gold could probably have bought the bar around. This is an expensive group.
All right, I
I
buy the
start-
bar a round, and in return, I ask if anyone knows anything about the what did you call it? The Twisted Forest. Our quarry is in a forest. The Crooked Forest. That's it.
By the way, I keep tabs on anybody who threw money on the at the dwarf
Okay.
for purse size and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm eyeing all the drunk people to see like which ones I can steal from easily.
Yep, and I kind of lean over to Anita and I'm like, "You writing this down, right?"
She's
And
furious.
I'm keeping an eye on those two.
Okay. Yeah, you ask about the Twisted Forest. You get a few people murmur about it, and one old man comes up to you and says, "You should stay away from that place. It's evil. It's not good. You shouldn't go there."
Supposing we must. What
Says,
then?
If you must, you better go well armed, because it's been ornery lately.
Ornery how?
The forest, it's got a mind of its own. It comes alive, and if sometimes you go in and you don't come out.
Is there anyone who does go in and come out?
The people who usually do, they can usually take very good care of themselves.
This
I
guy's so vague.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't know how strong you are, but it's a dangerous place.
Is there anybody around that's been in the forest?
He says no one here would dare go in there.
Except Ben. He's been in the forest. Oh, that's all.
Ha! Rothgar gets it, but there's a delay.
After you talk with this old man for a little bit, you notice the barmaid. She kind of covertly makes a gesture for you guys to come over.
I guess we go over there.
Yeah, I'll walk over.
Yeah, she kind of moves over where there's no one around. And when you get close, she says, "Are you here about that missing lordling, then? I've been trying to get the attention of those mucky mucks over in Phandalin for 3 days now, and to be perfectly honest, there's too few of me to go sneaking after an empty-headed dandy, but I cannot help but feel sorry for the poor lad. I'm guessing he ran afoul of a goblin tribe neck deep in the forest. It's all very unusual, you see, because normally they don't go on the offensive like other goblins do. I just do not have the numbers, time, nor patience to go after the fool.
So is this the same barkeep lady that
Yeah.
told us to? Okay.
Yeah.
So she is like, we haven't said crap yet, and she is just assuming things left and right. First we're the entertainment, now we're this lordling savior.
You're asking about the forest, which she knows he went into.
I don't care if she has cause for it. She is an assuming woman.
Well, she seems to be very pleasant, and that seems about in character.
That's fine. All right.
Just from what you've seen so far.
So okay.
And she kind of looks at you guys expectantly.
Ask the bar lady, roughly how many goblins are we talking?
She says, I do not have a count of them, but I know there's a good number of them. They've got a little tribe out there in the forest. They usually keep to themselves, but recently they've been getting kind of ornery. There's been much more occasions I've heard of them attacking, like hunters and everything who go out into the forest to try to find deer, elk, or other small game.
I kind of pop my head out from behind Skim and ask her if there's anything that she has that could help us.
She says, "Well, if you're gonna go get him, I don't really know how much money I could scrape together." But she starts rooting around under the bar, and she pulls out a little stoppered bottle that contains a liquid, and she says, "But I can give you this."
Oh God!
And just being adventurers, Skim, you know that it's a potion of healing that she put out on the bar.
Yay!
Thanks. That grab it, put it in the pocket.
Which way is the forest?
She kind of looks around and she says, I'll show you a little bit of a hidden path we have here in town. And she kind of gets her stuff together and brings you out to a nearby well near the tavern. And she opens the trap door, and it reveals a winding staircase. And she says, if you follow this down, it'll lead you into a little bit of a secret entrance into the Crooked Forest.
Does anyone have a torch?
This feels like a trap, guys.
Yeah, this feels a little bit sketchy.
Let's drop a torch down the dark hole before we all commit to this.
Or a rock or anything around.
Yeah.
I would like to roll a perception check to see if it's a trap.
We should all do that.
You don't see anything offhand that's... I mean, it's weird that there's stairs in a well, but you don't see anything that's an obvious trap.
Also, insight on the barkeep.
Okay. You actually think that even if she were to lock you down here, you could probably jigger open the lock anyway. It's not a very well-made one.
Cool. Insight on the barkeep?
Sure.
I know nothing. Good to know.
Yeah, you're not sure. You're not sure what her intentions
Skim
are.
Snow.
You know nothing, Skim Snow.
Rothgar gives her a squinty-eyed look and also makes an insight check.
Okay.
It's worse. He carries the squinty-eyed look. It's an ongoing thing.
Anita, you think she's on the up and up?
I guess we better go down then. What could possibly go wrong?
Possibly.
Rothgar knocks on wood.
I knock on Rothgar's head.
Thank you.
Just as good as wood. Dwarf in the head. So you continue down. You head down the stairs. She does shut it behind you, but you don't hear her lock it. And you continue down. It's a little ways down, but it eventually levels out into a straight path. And you follow it through, and you eventually walk out into a sort of drainage pipe that leads into a forest. The Crooked Forest's appellation is well earned. Certain trees like white oak and maple are utterly bent, while others stand tall and reach for the sky. The trees are densely packed together, making the forest challenging to navigate.
Ooh.
My arch nemesis. Trees. Right. I inspect the path for any kind of goblinoid activity, looking, see if there's any indication which direction to go.
Okay. Go ahead and give me either an insight check or a survival check.
Can I do the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've got pretty decent survival.
Yeah, you're able to guide through the trees to a sort of off-beaten path. It's not very well known or well used. You can tell it's kind of overgrown and covered up, but there is some sort of path there.
So
You're welcome.
yeah, basically what happens is I start looking around, and I'm like, and then she sees something, starts doing her thing. I'm like, good job on that. Everyone else, take notice. Write that down.
Can I make a history roll to see if I can recall anything about any horrible monsters in here that aren't goblins that we should be aware of?
Yeah, you can give me a history check. You know that the Twisted Forest does have a bit of a reputation for monsters. It's one of those places where people can just kind of randomly find stuff they've never seen before in here, and they range from completely harmless, just oddities to things that are considered pretty dangerous.
Okay.
All right, let's find ourselves some goblins.
Yeah.
Okay, you begin following the trail, and actually with your survival roll, Glurwin, you do kind of pick up on a trail of someone having come through this area recently. You don't know who it would be, but you just following it, it's at least a path to take. And as you are wandering, you round a bend in the sparse trail just in time to see a golden maple slam a leafy branch on a dead shrub, while a small flowering tree shivers as if a strong wind has blown through it. The faintest outline of a face appears in the smaller tree's bark. Its tiny mouth opens, but before it can say a single word, the dead shrub unfolds into a vaguely humanoid shape.
We should probably investigate the body.
And
What's all this then?
everyone onlooking can give me a nature check. Okay, Glurwin. Yeah, just you recognize the small tree with a face on it as the sapling of a treant, and you recognize the dead shrubs as twig blights, and they seem to be in the process of attacking the treant.
Of course, the druid sees it.
Yep.
All right, well, I share this information with the group and ask whether or not we should get involved.
And the maple tree, actually, you recognize it as a guardian of the treant, but all of its lower branches seem to have been broken off, so it's pretty ineffectual at protecting it.
So we should probably help the tree guardian.
Why not? I'm game.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that if left to its own devices, the twig blights are going to tear the sapling apart. But again, it's up to you guys if you want to do anything.
Upon
We have to
seeing,
help.
Let's help it.
when the this is all being told, I kind of shift, fade in the background type thing. I don't directly disappear, but I kind of go into my own little bushes, basically.
Okay.
Can we roll for stealth?
Sure. Oh yeah, you think you're able to hide pretty good and well.
Yep. I'm ready for a fight.
Yep.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll. Yep, so this is about the scene that you guys come upon. And everyone go ahead and roll initiative.
Yay!
That's on the main screen, right?
Yep, on the main screen, pretty much right in the middle of your character sheet. It's INIT is what it's spelled.
All right. Ooh, 19.
Oh man.
Go ahead and roll again.
Oh, yeah. Glurwin, it looks like you rolled intelligence, not initiative.
Oh,
That's
where
right.
is it?
In the very middle.
Oh, there it is. I found it.
Yep. There you go.
Wow.
It looks like Anita, you are first.
All right. Okay, so I am going to attack. Let's see. Twig Blight number 2 with a. Well, actually, I have to move to it first if I want to do a melee attack, right?
Yep, that's fine. You can easily move up to it.
Okay, I'm going to move and I'm going to attack it with my short sword.
Okay.
Is that?
Go ahead and roll to attack. So you'll click the D20 next to your short sword on the actions entry.
All right.
I think you'll need to double click it,
Okay.
and then you'll see the die roll. So, if you want me to, I can roll it for you, unless you want to figure it out.
Did I do
There
it?
you go. All right.
Yeah. Okay. That was not very good.
That's enough to hit.
All right.
So go ahead and roll damage. It's the 1d6 plus 3 next to it.
Okay. Is that a D6? Is that a D8?
D6 is like a standard die.
Oh, I'm stupid. Right as I said that, I was like, oh yeah.
So it looks like you're rolling dice just off from the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
Which is
Character
fine.
sheet. Yeah, it's fine. Just help her for future.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you
But
explain it.
on your character sheet, there's an actions tab, and
Oh, okay. It's at the very bottom.
Yep. And the first set with it looking like a D20, that's your to hit, and then right next to it would be the damage, and you would double click those for when he says to roll to hit and to roll to damage.
Okay.
And Anita, you actually cleave the twig blight pretty much in half. It stops moving.
All right.
I think I removed the wrong one, so we'll move him up here. There. Skim, you are next.
So is this the whole area kind of grassy, like bushy, or where's the open areas? I don't want to step into open area.
It's all kind of foliagey and bushy, but the actual green clump there is the tree.
Okay. And you said you moved the twig blight. Did she?
Yeah.
Twig blight 2. Did you move it off so it's not on the board anymore?
Yeah, it's gone.
Or okay.
It's gone.
I just want to make sure what's on the board is.
Yep.
I'm going to swing around this way and just kind of hold my position there.
Okay. Just more watching than anything.
Yeah, I want to see what my apprentices do.
Okay. Next, the twig blights notice you, Anita, cutting into one of their friends, And seeing something that is non-tree related, they all kind of perk up and seem to anticipate the idea of fighting and begin to move towards the party.
Uh-oh.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Weren't we protecting the twig blight, or are we just fighting everything?
Protecting
No.
the tent from the
The
twig
ent.
blight.
Oh, the ants, right, okay,
So
sorry.
this
Just couldn't
clump of
remember.
green right here is the int sapling plus its guardian tree.
Ah, okay, got
Yeah, and that's what they're trying to tear down.
it. Okay.
So one kind of brambles over to you, Anita, and takes a swing at you, and it misses horribly. It kind of comes in swinging with its little twiggy arms, and it's pretty easy to dodge. It's not.
I point and laugh at it. Reaction.
And the next one comes after you, Rothgar. And it comes over swinging wildly and missing as well. You're able to fend off its little twiggy arms. They kind of ineffectually batter against your armor. It's like a little child kind of poking a stick at your armor.
Okay.
And another one brambles over to you, Anita. This one will miss as well.
Ha.
Ha ha ha.
And then
Can't believe these guys taken down an ant. Like, come on.
Oh, it is a sapling.
It's a baby ant.
Right.
Yeah.
So, another one comes over to you, Glurwin. And it is also swinging ineffectually. You do know with your role previously, Glurwin, that twig blights aren't super strong. They are more kind of just animated sticks.
Yeah, they're not exactly log blights.
Yeah. The other one has to move farther than it can normally move, so it has to double move to get over to you so it doesn't get a chance to attack. And Glurwin, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Talk to the trees.
So I want to use my fairy fire.
Okay. Fairy
How
fire.
would I do that?
Yep.
Yeah.
You can target that in a 10-foot area, so you can hit multiple creatures. What fairy fire does is it'll make it easier for your allies to hit them. So you can target it like right here, or you can target it like right here. You could hit 2 creatures at once.
Right.
And
how do I go about using it?
Yep. So what you would do is you would target each of the creatures you want to hit with it, and then on your spells tab, there's a little magnifying glass next to Fairy Fire. If you click that, it'll move it down. And you should see where it says save. Once you have those targeted, it'll force them to make a save.
Okay. So I control click on them to target, right?
Yep.
All right, and then I do that.
Yep, and it looks like one of them failed, which was Twig Blight 5, and the other one succeeded. So the one that fails now grants advantage whenever anyone attacks it.
Okay.
It's a very good thing.
Yep. So what advantage is whenever you roll anything with advantage, whether it's a skill check or attack roll, anything, you roll the d20 twice and take the higher of the two.
Okay.
Disadvantage is the opposite. You roll it twice and take the lower of the two.
Okay.
And that would be everything you could do, Glurwin. So now it is Rothgar's turn.
All right. I'd like to strike Twig Blight 3 with my greatsword.
Yep, you certainly can. And you apparently crit it. You have rolled a critical hit.
I hope so. It's just the stick.
Yep. So go ahead and roll your damage.
My damage, okay.
Yep, it should be right next to what you clicked to attack. Yeah, you just utterly splinter the Twig Blight. It falls to pieces. It is dead.
I let out a hearty laugh after my Grand Slam swing.
You can also move if you wish, so if you wish to approach any of the other Twig Blights threatening your friends, you can.
I'd like to move over here.
When he
I think I did that right.
strikes down the first twig blight, Skim is all, "Calm down there, Dwarfy. Don't need to take them all in one go."
And after Rothgar goes this Needle Blight. This Needle Blight, seeing you take down one of its friends, shoots a needle at you. And it hits you. For a fair amount of damage, it spikes you right in the chest, and it leaves you with a bit of a wound, but nothing you can't live with. And Peregrine, what would you like to do?
All right, seeing the needle blight attack Rothgar, I'm gonna get pretty angry and slide over here towards Skim, and I'm gonna draw my short bow and fire at the needle blight.
Okay. That is enough to hit. Go ahead and roll me some damage. Yep, you're able to hit the needle blight with your arrow, and it falls limp. You strike it right in what you would estimate is its head, even though it doesn't have a head per se. But you're able to strike it in something vital, and it falls over.
I got you, Rothgar.
Thanks, man.
Anita, what would you like to do?
I will take my short sword and I will attack Twigblight number 1.
Okay.
So, let's see. There it is.
Nice.
Yep, that's enough to hit.
1, 5. Okay, fine, take that one.
And yep, you are able to splinter that twig blight, and it stops moving as well. And that was number 4 you said you wished to hit? Or was it 1?
1.
Okay. She's chopping down your sticks that you wished to go after there, Rothgar. Skim.
I stay put and don't do anything.
Okay. Next go the twig blights. So twig blight number 4 goes after you again, Anita. And it actually hits you this time and kind of bludgeons you with some of its little twigs. They don't seem to be particularly damaging, more annoying than anything. And then
I laugh.
twig blights 5 and 6 are going to continue after you, Glurwin. One will hit you for 5 points of damage, so it hits you for a good amount with its little sticks. They kind of smart. And twig blight number 6 hits you for 4 damage as well. So they get a few good blows in, but you're not quite done yet.
Okay.
And Glurwin, it is your turn.
Alright, so I would like to wait, where'd that go? I would like to target Twig Blight 5.
Yep, that's the one
And
you hit with
then-
fairy fire.
Attack with my quarterstaff.
Alrighty. And you hit.
That one. For damage.
Yep, you're able to smack it and it splinters to pieces.
Cool. Don't mess with me.
And Rothgar. You do notice Glurwin's hurting a little bit.
Yeah, she's red.
Yep.
You don't be touching no ants.
She's taken a few good lashings from the twig blights.
I'll be alright.
I'm gonna
I hope so. You're our healer.
Yeah.
try to get between this twig blight and Glurwin.
Okay.
And then if I still can, I'd like to attack it.
Yep, you sure can.
That great sword. Is that a hit?
That would be enough to hit, yes.
Okay.
And you continue your reign of just chopping down these twig blights like they're nothing.
All right.
Kindling.
Yep.
Way to
Chopping
go.
them into
Good
kindling.
job.
Peregrine.
All right, I'm gonna slide over to get the last twig blight in sight.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go ahead and... Can I hit it from this range with my short bow?
Oh yeah, your short bow has a much longer range than where you're standing right here. You could be standing way back in those trees over to the right. You can still hit it fine. And yep, you're able to knock that one apart with your arrow as well.
Yay, we did it!
So once
Oh,
everybody
Go us!
finishes up all the stuff, I kind of like shift out of the shadows. And I'm like, right. So, good job then. I hope you all took notice of my superior tactics in that fight. So, write that down.
Anita somewhat less furiously starts writing down notes.
I just roll my eyes.
Rothgar mutters, "Thanks for nothing, boss man."
I would like to pickpocket all of the twigs.
The twigs don't seem to have much on them. You do
Reaching
get
into
some
those
kindling.
twiggy pockets.
You get some kindling. You could start a fire with them. Once all the blights are dead, the baby treant says, "Thank you, friends. I thought I was going to die."
You won't die with us around.
He says, "I thank you for your service. My name is Tinnis Redbud, and who, may I ask, are you?"
Well, I am Glurwin Burvathar, and I am at your service.
Excellent. You seem to be one who knows your way around the forest. You're a druid, are you not?
That I am.
Excellent. Your kind are always a friend of nature, and consider yourselves a friend of the crooked forest.
I explain our quest for the Lordling and ask if the tree can help us.
You explain about the Lord Merryweather that you're looking for, and he says, "Well, I don't know his name. There was a human who came tromping loudly through the forest. He was wearing purple and yellow clothes, and he fits the description of what you humans would call a lordling." He also says, "I do know that the goblin activity has been at a high here in the forest, which has been a problem for the trees. They've been much more hasty to cut down wood."
Well,
What can you tell us about the goblins?
He says, "Normally they don't venture too far out from their hovels, but recently they've been venturing further out and cutting down more trees and more branches and taking more wood."
we're here to help. We will take care of that goblin problem for you.
Says, "Excellent. They've been causing quite a trouble, and they've been stirring up those blights that you have seen. They've been much more active because of the goblins."
Do you have any information or resources that might help us in our quest?
He says, "I don't have terribly much I can give you, but..." And he starts motioning with one of his limbs over towards the side. And he says, "There is a hidden cache in this felled tree over here, which I believe I saw someone hide stuff in some years ago."
As soon as he said that, I am at the cache looking in it.
Yep, you're able to, with his guidance, you're able to find it, no problem. Inside, you find 15 gold and a potion of healing.
Oh, we got two of them now.
Yep.
I distribute the gold between everybody. Don't take any for myself, but I take the healing potion.
Nimble makes a quick note to pickpocket all the gold that was just distributed at a later date.
So how much gold did we each get?
It's 15 total, and I assume you're going to split it evenly there, Nimble? Is that... or not... Skim?
Yeah, between them, I'm not taking any.
Right.
They did the fighting.
Yeah, so you'd each get about 3 gold, 7 silver, 5 copper. Distributed equally, so... Not much, but it's something.
Should Glurwin drink our health potion? I don't understand how her hit points and her wound works. Same thing with me. Anita was also wounded.
You guys can actually take what is called a short rest, which will allow you to spend hit dice to heal yourself.
Oh, great. Okay.
Oh,
So it's
that sounds
basically
good.
just taking an hour of downtime to kind of bandage your wounds, take a load off.
What
have
kind of
something to eat.
spells does Glirwin have for healing? If,
Me, the only spell I have right now is Cure Wounds.
Okay,
For that.
save that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Save
cure,
that.
you have Cure Wounds, Entangle, Fairy Fire, and Fog Cloud.
Mhm.
And she
Yeah.
did cast a Fairy Fire, so she has one spell left for the day.
I am going to hand her one of the 2 healing potions that we have.
Okay.
That I have.
It's worth noting, Glurwin, you also have some cantrips. One of them is Druidcraft, which allows you to do basically some simple effects. Like you can cause flowers to bloom, you can create little campfires, things like that. You also have Thorn Whip, which is, you can use cantrips as much as you want. So Thorn Whip allows you to whip a creature within 15 feet of you with a thorny vine that you conjure out of magic.
Okay, cool.
So just so you're aware.
I guess should we take a short rest before trying to find the goblins?
Yeah. We're going to take a short rest.
It was a fearsome foe that we bested. I think we all deserve a nap.
Yeah, those twigs. Oh boy.
I was
If possible, I'll stand watch since I didn't take any damage in the fight.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Let everybody else rest.
Yep. It's not rest like sleeping. It's more just taking a little bit of downtime.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of sitting around, taking it easy, having a snack, bandaging wounds, etc.
So we do the dice that's on the bottom of the main page, right?
Yep. On the main page, down at the bottom where it says HD, if you double click that, it'll automatically heal you for whatever.
Yep.
it
And
was.
don't forget to, if you could help her take the healing potion too.
Oh, okay, there it is. 3.
Yep. So you guys kind of bandage yourselves up, and you get mostly good to go. You're not 100%, but you're kind of there. So.
All right. So I
As
guess
soon
we
as I hand
should.
her the potion, I'm like, don't say I never did anything for yous.
I'll make note of that.
Write that down.
Yeah.
Write that down.
Someone's getting it.
So I guess we should go goblin hunting then.
Something like that. We're definitely going to go to the goblin camp.
I'm going to be whistling along the way because fighting makes me happy.
I come up to you, behind you, as soon as you start whistling, put a knife to your throat, and I say, if you give away our position one more time, this is where I'm going to leave you.
I'm going to look at him and let one last whistle out and then shut my mouth.
Write that down.
Okay, you guys travel for a little bit longer in the forest till eventually you kind of come to a rocky sort of outcropping, and you're able to get yourselves up without being really noticed, but there's sort of a little valley down below, and you do see some goblins, and across the hill from you, you actually see a person standing watching the goblins who fits Lord Merryweather's description.
Watching like a captive, or watching as in like we're watching him watch them?
You're watching him watch them, and he doesn't seem to have noticed you. He's on the opposite side, so he is actually over here, and you guys are over here. So there's goblins down in the center there. Lord Merryweather is a pale-skinned, slender gentleman dressed in dirty yellow and purple striped silks. He wears a crumpled hat with a large feather emerging from the brim, and his disheveled appearance cannot hide his noble birth. Unfortunately, his soft leather boots, which are covered in mud, are not well suited for traipsing around the forest. In fact, Merryweather is so balanced so precariously on the sharp rocks near the hill's edge that the Lord may trip and fall at any moment. The sharp crackle of a roaring fire draws your attention. Just on the other side of the hill, a pair of goblins hop around a large bonfire, chanting and shrieking. Other goblins rummage through a sack made from the same yellow and purple material as the noble's clothes. They slap and punch each other as they attempt to see what's in the sack.
How many of them are there?
There are... I'll get them on the board, actually.
So, as we're looking around this, turn to everybody else, and the first, like, truly serious look that I've given any of them, I tell them, don't move, don't say a thing, wait for the signal, and then unleash hell. You get me?
Um,
What's the signal?
When I stab something.
can I sneak? Can I sneak up on them?
What didn't you get about stay put and don't say anything?
I'm gonna sneak up on them.
Currently, you guys aren't really noticed by them. They've got their attentions turned elsewhere. So,
No.
if you wish to go down to them, you'd have to try to sneak towards them. But if you just want to stay put, they're not going to necessarily notice you where you're at.
Can I go alone? Because it's kind of it's kind of like in character for me to just like kind of disregard plans. Like it literally says that on my character sheet. Is that I just forget what the plan is and I just do what I want.
Well, of course you can, because that's role playing. But either way, you're not going alone. My character's going down there. Whether or not you just follow me anyway, that's up to you. I mean, other than trying to physically stop you, which will probably alert them to our area, I'm probably, you're also a thief, right? So
Yeah, she is.
I
Yeah.
can't. You know what? Maybe I might even appreciate you taking some initiative.
Oh.
So
Hypothetically.
hypothetically speaking, of course. That's all out of character. Yeah, so I point at everyone, I give them a stern look, and then I start heading stealthily down to the bottommost goblin.
Okay, I'm gonna follow him stealthily behind.
Okay. So you're both going to try to traipse down there, just you two, or?
I'm gonna if they're going, I'm going. I'm gonna get into position for a fight.
Okay.
See if there's anything. Is there anything in the field for me to sort of take cover behind?
Yeah. So
They're just
there's the rocks you could take cover behind. They're pretty much drawn on the map there. The goblins are kind of dancing and traipsing around this fire pit here. And they seem to be doing, as best you can tell, some sort of ritual or something.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, nope, go ahead.
I was going to say, in character, my character loathes what you guys are doing. Outside of character, awesome. Make it interesting. Let's do this.
But yeah, you could traipse right down there. If I assume Rothgar, if you're going with them, you're not going to try to be sneaky.
Well, can I ready my bow and kind of like give Pergan a look like, all right, we've both got bows.
let's do this.
Let's get ready for when someone gets stabbed and then 2 other people will die, huh?
Yeah,
That's kind of what I was hoping would happen. That the 3 people who can range. Well, actually, I hoped everybody, but like, I wanted you ready to fight.
I'm staying up here, so you guys do what you want to do.
Well, in my actions thing, my longbow is 0 ammo. Do I need to use an action
You
to
have ammo.
take
you're
arrows
fine.
from my inventory? Okay,
No, you're fine.
okay. Then I ready my bow and get ready for the signal.
Yeah, you
You want me
guys
to
can
roll
just get
Or-
ready with your bows and wait.
Can
we move?
Yeah, can I move into range or to a better position?
Oh, you're within range. Bows have crazy long range.
That's crazy. Okay, all right then. I'm gonna move
Cover a
to.
little more.
Hold on. I'm gonna move. Hold on. How do I? It's not letting me.
What are you trying
Okay,
to do?
there we go.
Okay.
Just moved up a little bit and got behind the rocks.
Okay. Is there anywhere particular you would like to be, Pergan, or I guess you just moved yourself there?
Yeah, I just moved myself there.
Okay. Glurwin, is there anything you want to do? Do you want to go down with Anita and Skim?
Now I'm gonna stay up here. How much range does my sling have? Is it?
You have a
Can I reach
sling?
them?
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
the sling is like 60 feet, I think, so it's going to be like 12 of these squares or so, which should be plenty.
Okay, I guess I'll just move right there, just to be behind cover
That's fine.
more, I guess.
Okay, so Anita or Nimble and Skim, you're gonna go down and you're gonna try to be sneaky, or you're just gonna go in the open?
Yeah, I'm going to go full sneaky.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
Go ahead and give me stealth checks, and you can make them with advantage.
All right.
I got hella stealth. Oh, nat
Nice.
20. I'm not gonna even roll again.
Yep, that I think qualifies as hella stealth.
Yep.
I rolled. All right, good, 19. Okay.
You
So-
notice Nimble doing a lot of really good footwork and
I
stealth
notice,
work.
and I am suitably impressed. I don't say anything though.
I
But do you
stealthily,
take
like,
note?
I stealthily put a tally mark next to my note. Anita does good.
Yep, so you guys are able to sneak up
It's
behind
important
cover
to
here.
hold on. No. Don't you be moving me yet. I'm not.
Okay.
You don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
It's important to note though in D&D that when you roll for stealth, you are not. The DM is not required to tell you if you're caught.
Interesting.
If you roll well, he's going to tell you think you are stealthing well. He does not have to tell you there's no indicator like in a computer game that's like, oh, he can see me, you know.
Right.
You could be absolutely terrible at stealth and not know it. You know, there could be someone who is at watch right now who can see us plainly and we don't know. It's interesting to note that. Now you rolled crazy high, so you're probably fine.
Mhm.
But just take note that he does not have to tell us. So you're pretty much always going to think you're in stealth, but he's not going to tell you that.
Right. It is worth noting that Lord Merryweather, with his vantage point and position, there's no way he could not see you guys coming down the hill. So he probably does see you. You're able to notice that pretty much immediately, Skim, just based on his position.
Even with my skulker ability.
Yeah.
Okay.
So his vantage point over you just kind of gives him a view into the valley, kind of thing. So you're
Hey, does
coming kind
anyone-
of down the hill.
Does anyone have any paper? Do you have that notebook still that I can write something down on?
I've got a good memory.
Well, no, I wanted to shoot an arrow across and tell him not to move.
Then I am useless to you.
I don't think I have any paper.
But
So-
yeah, you're pretty sure he's able to see you, Skim, but he doesn't seem to do anything because he probably knows better.
Okay. So when I get about halfway there, I'm going to try to kind of project my voice a little bit and speak in perfect goblin. And start trying to what to do. I don't want to raise the alarm per se, but maybe. Is there anything like a river or anything nearby? Some kind of landmark close to here?
Not particularly
Not that-
close that you've seen. A few miles back, you did kind of cross that small
I don't want
stream.
miles.
Was that?
I don't want miles away.
Yeah. It was
Like-
that
it's like-
small. It's the small stream near the treant. You kind of passed that, but
All right. So in Goblin, I'm just going to say, without trying to give away my position, but trying to throw my voice a little bit, I'm going to say, so basically, what's all this then? But in Goblin.
okay. Go ahead
Just-
and give me a deception check because you're trying to throw your voice and all.
Yep. Any advantage for speaking perfect Goblin or anything?
No, that was to try to kind of get it to sound like you're not where you are. So you kind of say that, and you don't really throw your voice very well. But the goblins do hear you, and they stop and start looking around. Since you initiated, if you want, you can try to run behind the cover up to the north of you here to try to stay hidden if you wish.
Like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check just to make it up there before they see you.
Nice.
Alright, I followed him, so I'll make a stealth check. Yeah.
Yep, they don't seem to notice you guys run behind there really quick. But you see them start looking around, and in Goblin, you hear one of them saying, "What was that? What? Who said that?" And they start looking amongst themselves and shifting around. Now that they're kind of looking around, you do think that they might run afoul of noticing Lord Merryweather up there because he's not particularly well hidden.
Okay. At this point, I'm going to jump in and attack the nearest guy.
Can I sneak
Close to
attack?
the rook.
Yeah, if you want to jump out and attack, go ahead and roll me initiatives.
Can our archers roll initiative too?
Yeah,
Everyone
everyone,
is,
everyone, go ahead and roll initiative. We're basically going to take it in initiative order of who acts.
I go
Oh
last.
my god, my initiative rolls.
I have to go run and grab my charger. I will be right back.
All right.
Wait a minute. It didn't even register my roll, did it?
No, doesn't look like it.
There you go.
That looks like 2 good arrows to me.
So,
Am I going to get a surprise round?
Yeah, it's going to be a surprise round. Anita, you go first, but she just ran away, didn't she? Or no? You're still here, aren't you, Maddie?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you go first.
Okay, does this count as a sneak attack or just a regular?
It is a surprise round, so they don't know you're coming, so you're attacking from hidden. So yes, it would count as a sneak attack. You would also have advantage.
Okay, I'll attack with my short bow. 14 and 17.
Yep, that is more than enough to hit. Just so you know, on the right there, it actually shows your total because you get +5. So your rolls were actually 19 and 22. So that's more than enough to hit whichever of the goblins you wish.
Alright, I'll hit Googe.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me some damage. That is enough to... You shoot an arrow and it sticks right in his neck and he falls over straight dead.
Nice.
Alright, what did I miss?
Anita has
Everything
killed a
is
goblin.
over.
Good job.
Hergen, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go ahead and step out of cover over to here, and I'm gonna fire at Goblin 1 with my short bow.
Okay.
Ooh.
Those are not enough to hit. Your
that is
shots
brutal.
go
Fire
wide.
those
You accidentally shoot Skim.
You knock an arrow in a tree
Wouldn't be
somewhere
the
off in
first
the
time.
distance.
Die, tree.
Hrothgar, what would you like to do?
Let me show you kids how it's done. I'd like to shoot Prune or Prun.
Okay.
I like prune.
They have names?
Yep, that is enough to hit him.
Two of them do.
Oh,
You hit him. It doesn't seem
It
to bother him
looks
too
impressive.
much. Yeah, it,
Looks-
I hit him in what?
it doesn't look terribly impressive. It just kind of grazes his arm, and he's
Yeah, I figured
Thanks
up.
for showing me how it's done, Hrothgar.
Never mind.
Glirwin, what would you like to do?
Can I reach Googe with my sling?
Googe is dead, isn't he?
Oh,
Yeah.
he's still on
Yeah.
the board. Oh,
The
never
little
mind.
icon in the bottom right is gray now, so he's...
Oh, I see.
Yep.
Can
Good
I
eyes.
reach Prune or Prun?
You'd have to move a little closer to hit him. He's just outside of range of your sling. You'd have to move
Can I
about
move-
10 feet forward, which you could do.
Into the rocks?
Yeah.
Like there?
Yep.
Okay. Can I hit him now?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna do that.
Can I hit him now?
And you crit him with your sling. Yep, you sling a rock, it hits him right in the head, and he falls over.
Take that, goblin.
She yells weakly from afar.
I know you can't hear me, but take that!
And the other two goblins, seeing those two fall, they
Don't we
kind
still
of...
get a surprise round?
Oh, that's true. You do get a surprise round. They're unable to act because you have a surprise round. Skim, what would you like to do?
He's like, I want my turn. Everybody else got the surprise.
No.
I'm going to attack generic goblin number 2 with my crossbow sneak attack,
Alrighty.
and I miss.
Advantage.
Good news is, advantage. I get advantage?
Yeah, you're attacking from hidden.
Cool.
Nice.
You are able to stab the goblin right in his heart, and he falls.
And I
dead.
shouldn't, because of my skulker, I shouldn't be revealed, right?
What's
or
that?
Just
Yeah, right.
oh, that's if I miss. Never mind. If I hit,
okay.
I don't. Well, I mean, if I hit, I don't reveal, right? But I guess technically I missed the remaining guy, so he wouldn't be able to see me.
No, if you score a hit with Skulker, you're still revealed. But you could loop around the rock and try to hide again if you wanted to.
I'm going to do that.
Since you are a rogue, you can hide as a bonus action.
Yep.
Alright.
Oh, wow. So do I just hide again, or do I have to roll for stuff?
Roll for self. But yeah, Anita, is your turn.
Alright, I'm just going to hit Goblin 1 with my short bow.
Alrighty.
Ooh.
You shoot wide.
Ooh.
You knock an arrow up in a tree right next to Peregrine's.
Well, that was really wide.
So I look at her to get her attention, like waving my hands a little bit, and then I point at my crossbow and I mouth, "Write it down."
I start nodding emphatically.
Peregrine, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go ahead and take another shot at Goblin 1 with the short bow.
Okay. That is enough to hit.
There we go. Oh.
You do hit him with a good solid hit to his shoulder. It looks like he took it. He's not down, but it definitely hurt for him. He doesn't look like he could sustain much more. Rothgar, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna take another shot and focus a little more this time.
Alrighty.
Actually, I want to do a slight move before I do that. Move up to here.
Okay.
Oh.
And that will not hit. You shoot wide, and you knock another arrow next to the other tree. You guys are making a contest
not
out of
accurate. Yeah.
it. Glorwyn, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna move a little bit closer, and then I'm gonna show you guys all how it's done. I'm gonna take this guy down with my sling.
This poor tree.
Miss.
And the goblin, at this point, he's hurt, afraid, his friends are dead. He starts running.
He's wondering what the hell just happened. Somebody's saying what, and then everybody's dead.
But
There's
they're
an ent out there somewhere that is not happy with us.
I love how we
I hope you guys
killed the unnamed goblin.
I don't think you understand the length that your short bows can fire.
Yeah, you guys can easily hit him. He's not going to get away with that. Yeah, I mean, you can hit him with your short bow. Skim, what would you like to do?
Does my crossbow have range?
Yes, it's not a melee weapon.
No, I didn't ask if a crossbow was a ranged weapon. Forget what the range of a crossbow is. It's only a hand crossbow.
It's like 120 feet.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
quite a bit.
He's barely on my screen right now. Hold on a second. Target. And I'm still stealthed, right? So I
Yep.
can sneak attack again.
Yep. You hit.
And yep.
Yeah, finally.
Finally, I killed him one.
And you finish him off. You stick an arrow in the back of his neck, and he falls face first in the mud.
He's running like, man, what's his name? Stark Kid.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm so lost.
Tony?
Rickon. Rickon.
Yeah, when he gets...
Oh, that kind of Stark.
Yeah.
You were going Tony, weren't you?
Yep.
Yeah, like Iron
I
Man.
can't get RDJ out of my
It
head.
didn't make sense, but
Wolf Stark. Wolf.
And once you drop the goblins, the noble starts making his way down, and he says, "That was magnificent! You guys took out of those goblins like there was nothing!"
I ignore him and start pickpocketing all of the goblins.
Yeah, I start searching around the fire in the camp and start looking for. Totally don't care what about this Ponce of a noble.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of dig around. The goblins don't seem to have terribly much of worth. Most of what they have you'd consider pretty much garbage. They have little totems and stuff that they've made to whatever god they were praying to. But you do find a few knickknacks worth a few value here and there. It totals up to 12 silver.
Is there anything in the nobles, whatever the goblins had of the nobles, like anything that is obviously his that?
Yeah, so the pack that they were looking through, that was pretty obviously like you think it was his because he was eyeballing it the whole time.
Yeah,
And
I'm going through it.
That's like kind of what he starts to head immediately towards. He says, "Those are my provisions. They took some from me."
Yeah. Do I find anything valuable inside besides food? And...
No, it seems to be like mostly camping gear.
Okay. Anything useful, like a tool, like a hatchet or anything?
Yeah, you can find a small hatchet.
Yeah, I take that and put it in my pocket.
Okay.
And then I hand the rest of it to him. Just kind of chuck it at him.
Okay. He takes it and he's like, "I thank you.
Yeah. All right. So, we've been sent out here to find you.
Says,
Help me.
Excellent.
Tell me why it's worth it to take you back."
He says, "Well, I mean, I can pay yous." He says, "I assume that's what you're referring to here, my friend."
How much?
He considers it over and he says, "If you get me back to town, I'll give you 25 gold."
Sounds like you be getting back to town.
He says, "Excellent, excellent." He says, "I've been stuck out here for a few days. I got separated from my pack. I got accosted by goblins. I've barely kept myself alive thanks to my wit."
Rothgar pitches in, "Supposing we got you back to town quickly."
I give him an approving nod.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Oh, that's not good. Yep.
Oh my dearie.
Yep.
What about I'm gonna go the intimidation route and tell him.
Ooh, good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him that he better make the pot a little bit sweeter. He can find his own way back.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an intimidation. With the obvious threat in your voice, he kind of thinks it over. He says, all right, I'll give you 30 gold."
We did just murder 4 goblins in like a split second. So
It's a wise choice.
And with all that out of the way, he seems happy to take his pack and kind of ready to go. Like he's kind of smiling and beaming at the way things turned out. You kind of think he's just, foppy noble there, Skim.
yeah.
Kind of dumb lot.
Yep. I walk over to him and I'm like, "So why is a bloke like you out here anyway?"
He says, "Oh, haven't you heard? Volo has visited this area, and he's written about all of the stuff you can find in this forest."
Oh,
He says,
get one of them.
I wanted to come out here and see it for myself. I consider myself a bit of an adventurer."
Rothgar scoffs, "A bloody tourist."
Oh, You're definitely gonna have to tell me some of your adventuring stories when we come in here.
He says, I would love to, my friend. It is a hobby of mine. I go out on wild adventures like you wouldn't believe.
Off the beaten path and all that?
Oh, yes, definitely.
I can't wait.
Side note: I just realized that you sound like Bruce. I was trying to remember. I was trying to remember what that voice was, and it's Bruce from Finding Nemo.
Oh my honor.
It kind of is, yeah. It really kind of turned out that way.
So okay, he's more than willing to let you guys point the way. He's more than willing to follow. He doesn't seem like he wants to take charge, even though he's a noble. He knows.
Yeah,
he knows the more powerful entities here.
On that note about the Bruce thing, though, I want to point out I'm sorry for any supposed accent that it might sound like, because it's not that great.
No, it's perfect. I just couldn't remember. I knew it from somewhere, but I couldn't replace it.
Okay, anyway, please tell us an adventuring story from this guy. Please.
He on the way back, he does try to share with you some of his tales, his harrowing tales. Most of them seem to be just boring. Like, you would not consider them adventures.
At every minor point where he seems to have he's embellishing or whatever, and it seems like he's having a big deal, I look at everybody and I'm like, write that down.
He tells you about the crazy time he went out into the deep woods, and he found himself, he's like, I swears to God, I swears I found me a dragon. But you don't believe him, and
Yeah.
it seems...
And how
Pretty.
big was this dragon?
Says this dragon was huge. You wouldn't believe it. It was 20 feet, 20, 25, 20, 30 feet. Easy.
So what you're telling us is that you can take on a 30-foot dragon, but not 4 goblins.
Says, I didn't
don't
find
ruin
it.
the story, love, don't do it.
I am not that crazy.
I say he must have scars fighting a beast of such magnitude.
I did not fight that beastie. I talked with him. He was actually quite friendly. we had some
What
tea.
did he say? Did he breathe any fire?
No. He was not that kind of dragon. He was. I think he said he breathed lightning. I think that's the beige dragons that do that.
Hrothgar whips out his squinty-eyed look again.
And if anyone wants to give me nature checks about dragons,
I'll do it.
I know exactly what dragon it is, but I'm gonna make nature check anyway.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
All right, showing me up. Whatever.
Pergan and Skim, you know that there's no such thing as beige dragons. You just from what he's saying and the way he describes the dragon and everything, you think he's maybe just cobbling things together from lore he's heard about actual dragons. He's just trying to put together a story that he thinks you guys wish to hear and would sound crazy.
Oh, I wish to hear this.
You're telling me he didn't fight a dragon?
You don't think so. You think that's pretty unlikely.
That's half the fun. I like this guy. I like him a lot.
Tell us another one.
He continues to regale you with all of his tales of crazy monsters he has fought and he has seen, such as killer rabbits, evil squirrels that were plotting against him.
Just
Are
look
we
at the
making our way back
bones!
to town as this happens?
Yeah, you guys are traveling back to town.
Okay. Okay.
Unless you wish to do anything else in particular.
Keep my eye out for needle blights.
I would like to go back and properly thank the treant for helping us. I don't think we did that when we left.
What exactly is properly thanking a tree?
Jeez.
Shake his
By
branches.
actually saying thank you. We never said thank you.
I roll my eyes and mumble something about tree huggers.
And whenever you
I make note of that.
whenever you go and visit the treant, like the noble Lord Merryweather, his eyes grow wide and he's like, "A talking tree! Fancy that!" And when you thank the tree, it's like, "Why, thank you. I was happy to help. You helped me, and I will help you."
I asked the tree if he voted for Donald Stump.
Donald Stump.
Oh.
He says,
Can
"I
we
do
get
not
through
like
one
that
adventure
Donald
without a-
Stump."
One
Wow.
adventure where we don't mention politics, guys. One adventure.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys watched our last adventure, but in our last adventure with the last group, they fought an orange hobgoblin who had built a wall in their way,
Oh, no.
which was actually part of the adventure. But of
That's
course,
funny.
that kind of came up to a little bit of a reference.
I guess we're ready to take this Lord Lean home.
Lord Fancy Pants.
Yep, Lord
Yeah.
Fancy Pants Merryweather.
Lord Merryweather, Dragon Slayer.
No, Dragon Talker. He
Yes,
talks.
Dragon Discusser.
We should probably stop by the inn and halfway, tell another joke, get some more gold. At least we can show them that people went into the forest and came out again.
Yeah, we're going back to
Yeah, show off.
Yeah, you guys could actually stop in halfway and get a room to rest if you wanted before you head back. Because I mean, by now it's pretty late in the day. Like it took you half a day to get here, then traipsing out in the forest and a few fights. But yeah, you successfully get back to halfway without any issues, and you're greeted by the barkeep when you come back, and she's like, "Ah, you found the little lordling! Great, great!" And she does actually offer you guys to stay in the room for your services for finding him.
Yeah.
For free. So if you wish, you can stay here before you head back.
Me and Lord
Kinda.
Fancy Pants, I'm going to have my hand over his shoulder, or my arm over his shoulder, and I'm going to walk him right into the bar. It's like, all right then.
Well, this
Sounds
is
like drinks are on you tonight.
well, you're taking Lord Merryweather, or are you looking for the previous noble? Because he was in Phandalin. He's not here in halfway.
No, not drunk.
he wants
Fancy
to
pants.
hear some more stories. I'm thinking.
Yeah, that, and I'm getting him to pay for our.
I'm gonna
Goddamn
look at
deal.
Rothgar, and we're just gonna nod at each other and make a beeline straight for the closest ale.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. He does treat you to a nice evening of drink and fine stories, and he does pay you your promised 30 gold. And of course, you'll get your 50 gold from Phandalin when you go back and talk to the council there. But yeah, he treats you to the evening, and he's on me. You help me out of a bind, and I'm gonna help me friends.
So speaking of the gold, again, I split it up evenly amongst them. I don't take any.
Okay. So that's 7 gold, 5 silver from the 30 he gives to all y'all. So you're coming up in the world, coming from broke to rich.
Slightly less broke.
Not
right?
as broke.
Though to be fair, you have quite a bit of money as far as people in the world go, but
Yeah,
Mhm.
not as much as adventurers go,
Right.
but
you're poor for
You're-
adventurers, but rich for the common folk.
right. Basically, like if you walked into any small town right now with what you have, you'd be the richest guy in town.
Right.
Cool.
But yeah, he treats you to the evening. He tells you more outlandish stories, all half of which you only believe maybe a little bit of. Most of it seems to
Yeah.
be bull.
This guy's great.
Somewhere in the middle of that raucous evening, Rothgar whips out his needle in the chest wound, which is still partially in there. He's very drunk. He wants to show it off. But
Okay. Yeah,
he also doesn't want to remove it because, yeah.
Yeah,
You think it's gonna become a nice, good scar? It's gonna look pretty awesome.
I want to get a little mileage out of it. I might take it out tomorrow.
so at this point, like, I'm pretty well sloshed as it is, and I kind of like we're all assumed together at the table with this guy, and I kind of stand up and I'm like, all right, so we've been together for a bit now, and I think we need to have a little bit of a talk, okay? So the lords that we work for in the infinite wisdom put me in charge of you guys. And I have to tell you, I am very, very happy with you all. And I just pass out.
Here.
So everyone make note of that.
Write it down.
Write it down.
I'm a true neutral, so I only draw Skim sucks a little bit on his face.
You write it down. Skim sucks. Anita rules. Anita +1.
I hate skim milk.
Wow.
Skim is in quotes. Skim milk.
Yeah. After everybody's written on me or whatnot, I kind of wake back up and I'm just kind of happily smiling at everybody, and on flag and a veil. Did I ever tell you why they call me Skim?
Somehow I think I don't want to know.
See, the thing is, sometimes I take a purse. Sometimes I take an ed. Either way, I take a little off the top. And that's why they call me Skim.
Rothgar recounts the contents of his purse to make sure that he hasn't lost any. Doesn't look like he has.
Write that down. So happy times are had.
Yep, everyone enjoys themselves. It's a nice, raucous evening. You all get a nice long rest in. Spellcasters, so Glurwin, you get your spells back. Everyone gets all their hit points back. They get all their hit dice back, so you're all good to go. You think you can pretty easily make the trip back to Phandalin, no problem.
Yay!
Let's do it.
Yeah. Do we take fancy pants? We have to take fancy pants, right?
Yeah, you take fancy pants with
If
you.
we want our gold, we do.
Yeah, you just show back up and say, "Yeah, we saved him."
What, you don't trust us?
Totally.
We saved him so good.
Just like we saved that other one from the 8 bandits.
8.5.
8.5, that's right, I forgot.
Yep. By the way, this guy is going to tell us stories the whole way back. And he's going to be so drunk. We're going to just keep beating him. I'm going to spend some money and get a couple, actual, kegs, small pony kegs of ale. We're going to take with him. And this guy, I want to hear all the stories.
All
And
of
I tell
his
him
adventuring stories. He's like, "Did I ever tell you about the time that I met a magic gopher?" Says this gopher, it could grant wishes. It was amazing.
Oh,
Amazing.
do you tell me how
Says,
it all...
how do you think I got so rich?
I do want to know that part. Tell me about the riches.
Says it was the magic gopher. I wished for it. Bam, it was there. I'm a noble. I'm in charge. People look to me. He just seems to be making it up along those lines, and you don't really believe him.
Yeah. Not in the lightest.
You take everything he says with a bit of a grain of salt, or a shaker of salt.
I'll be right back.
All right. But yeah, you're able to travel all the way to Phandalin without issue. It's close enough that it's not a big deal. It just takes you a few hours. And when you show back up, I assume you are going to head back to the council with Lord Merryweather?
Yep.
Yep, you head back, and you get yourselves back in front of the same three you had previously. And when you do, Harbin stands up and he's like, "Oh, excellent! You have saved the young wardling." And he reaches around and pulls up a purse and he says, "This is the amount we have agreed upon, and you have done a most excellent job. And seeing as how you seem to be skilled, we might just have some more work for you around."
There were hardships. There were hardships. I show him my scar.
Excellent.
Little extra pay, maybe, for
Uh,
troubles.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion roll with advantage.
How do I do the advantage bit?
In the bottom
Roll
left
twice.
corner, you'll see a button that says ADV.
So do I +2 or? Oh, I just click ADV. All right.
Yep. Okay. You say that, and he's like, "Oh, that does look like that's not going to heal up very well. Let me." He kind of reaches around. He tosses in a little more gold, and he gives you the pouch. Counting it up, you guys see that there's 60 gold instead of the promised 50.
Okay, that was going to be my next thing. I was going to have someone count it right in front of him.
We need 30 from Merryweather.
Yeah, he gave you
Got
that.
that.
He gave you that
Oh, okay.
the previous night. So
So
Alright.
I've got the purse, and I just toss it to Lurwin. I tell her to count it and separate it out, same as normal.
okay,
Basically, let everyone else get their share.
okay, that would
At
be
that point,
15 gold for everyone but Skim. Sorry, go ahead, Skim.
yep. I walk over to the table, completely ignoring Doofus McDoofus, and I shake the hand of the girl again.
Okay.
Thank her for her time, and then the guy with the pen.
Mhm.
That's the third guy, right?
Yeah, Sildar Hallwinter.
Yep. I kind of lean over to him and I flash him my badge, my little mark of I work for the Lord's Alliance too.
Mm-hmm. He kind of discreetly glances at it and gives you a very slight nod.
Yep.
Pretty much imperceptible to anyone but you and him. So
Yep.
he
I
acknowledges
heard you
you.
say you had some more workforce.
Are you talking to who? Are you talking to?
Him.
Sildar? Yep. He says, "Yes, we will probably have some more work for you. But for now, we thank you for bringing Lord Merryweather back home. Go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day, and when we have more work, we'll come looking for you."
I think you know how to get a hold of us.
He says, "I think I do."
And at that point, I start walking out.
Okay. Yep. You walk out, and they let you go. They're happy, and Lord Merryweather stays with them and starts regaling them of his adventures in the forest, talking about how you guys saved him and how he heroically took part in the battle, and it was a horde of goblins, and he was downing them left and right, and he was leading the charge through them.
So at this point, I want to start looking up our Lord's Alliance contacts to see if Drunky McDrunkface left us any messages or anything.
Okay. Yeah, you can start combing through. He doesn't seem to have left you any messages yet, but it's only been, a day. So,
Okay.
You probably presume he's probably still sleeping.
I go back to the
Just
end.
as drunk as he had been, he's probably going to have a few days of downtime with his how bad
I go
he
to the
was.
end.
Okay.
I look for him, and then if he's not there, I go to the nearest pig sty and I look in there.
Yep, you find him face down in the mud elsewhere eventually after looking around for a bit. So he seems to still be going on his bender. You assume he probably got a hold of some more money from his house, kind of thing. So
Always the mud with this guy.
yep. And with that, we will go ahead and close it here since we have just a couple more minutes before 9. We're actually finished a little bit early. So I thank you, everyone, for coming out to watch us. Does anyone have anything they'd like to say before we close? Anything you'd like to pump? Any shout-outs? Anything?
Good job, team.
Yeah, it was really fun. I quite enjoyed my first experience, so thank
that
you.
was
You're welcome.
definitely fun. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the work that went into it too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, as you guys can probably see, it's not a lot that you really have to learn as much as just playing it out. Things come to you as they happen. It's a fun time.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, I thank everyone for joining us. If you like to see more, we'll be back here again next week. Thank you for joining us on Skill Check, and have a good evening.